And for us this morning, this is the battle. The question is whether we're going to be more like Herod or we're going to be more like the Magi. The warning of this passage is that we have an inclination and a tendency to look at Jesus like Herod did, almost as a threat. Now, Herod was comfortable. He had gotten the things he wanted. He was established with notoriety and power. And so when Jesus arrives, Jesus, literally God becoming a human being, the embodied grace of God for humanity, when Jesus arrives just right down the street, Herod completely misses it. He completely misses what God is doing. And when it's finally brought to his attention here in this passage, he responds with confusion, self-protection, and as we'll see in our passage next week, he even responds with extreme violence. He misses and then rebels against what God is doing in Jesus Christ. How often is that true of our own hearts? Now, we aren't kings and queens this morning, but it's easy for us, I think, to get a few things in this world. It's easy for us to arrange the stuff the way we like it, to make the friends we want, and to kind of get established and comfortable. And then to, maybe not even mean to, close ourselves off to everything that God may be doing in our community, everything God may be doing in relationships in this world. Now, I think that's been true not just of us, but of Christians throughout the ages, especially when it comes to ideas of political power. Think about it. We've seen it in our own lifetimes, in our own world in the last few years. Christians gain a little bit of political power. Christians get a little bit of respectability, and they get a little bit of the comfort and the safety that comes with power. And we can easily close our eyes to the needs of those around us. We can easily be wooed or tempted to trade in our calling to love God and to love others in exchange for talking points that are dictated to us from political radio or politicians. We trade in a sense, the kingdom of God for the kingdoms of this world. And the good news for us this morning is we have an opportunity to see that for what it is, the way of Herod. We can see that and we can turn away from it. Let's open our eyes like the Magi, not close them like Herod. Let's open our eyes like the Magi and let's see the true beauty and majesty of our King, Jesus Christ, this profoundly different kind of King who lays down his life for his people. In fact, lays down his life for us who, apart from his grace, would be his enemies. But he brings us into his kingdom so that he can care for us, so he can give us forgiveness, transformation, and hope. And he uses his power, his considerable power, not to squash us, but to set us free. And let's respond to that grace in this kingdom and our King in worship.